Hi guys, this is Samiro. I'm your favorite Samiro main, and I'm here to teach you a few tips and tricks on how to improve your gameplay with Samira. And I'm not here to teach you the coin bug or even the fast combos. No, I'm not here to teach you those. I'm here just to teach you a few tips and tricks that most guides do not show. If you are looking for combos or for the fancy things, of course I can do videos later on, but there are a lot of videos on the internet about this, so I didn't want to do more of the same, you know. I wanted to show you actual tips and tricks that will help you improve your gameplay when it comes to become a Samira main and to improve your decision making as a player with her, you know. So the very first tip is about Conqueror. Whenever you stack your Conqueror, whenever you do the fast combo, usually you do not have enough Conqueror stacks. As you can see here, I have 11, you know. So it's very bad because if you do not have Conqueror stacked, you do not have enough healing and damage for the fights, and that will lead you to die more and to not kill enough champions sometimes, because I've seen a lot of Samira players like, oh my god, he only had 1 HP and I couldn't kill him, or I didn't heal enough. If I only had a Bloodthirster or anything, I would survive. And no, you just need to pay attention to your Conqueror stacks, okay? Sometimes being patient and landing more auto attacks and even landing melee auto attacks will leave you to getting your Conqueror procced with your ult, just like I did right now. So pay attention to this, okay? The second tip I'd like to give you is about her movement speed, because her base movement speed is 335, and when you get stacks, you start getting more movement speed. As you can see here, I have 70 bonus movement speed, which is a lot, and that does help you a lot when you are kiting back. And when you ult, you lose all their stacks. So try not to ult when you need to kite back, unless you find a good opportunity to rejoin the fight, you know, because this movement speed is very important to run away from the enemies, you know. So the second tip leads us to the third tip, which is that her ult not only makes you lose this movement speed, as I mentioned before, but it also slows you down. And why does it slow you down? It doesn't show that you are slowed down right here, but come on, guys, let us be honest. When you have your base movement speed being 335, as you can see here, and when you ult, you have even less than your base movement speed, it means you are slowed down. So you need to be very, very respectful about this concept, because sometimes you will not reach enemies while you can just abuse your movement speed, as I mentioned, by not ulting like I did and losing my movement speed, okay? My fourth tip is about her E. When you use your E, you get extra attack speed, as you can see here, and most people don't realize this, even though it's like written on the this skill, and it's a lot of attack speed because it's even more than a Berserker Greaves, which has 35, and my E gives me 40 when it's at its maximum level, as you can see here. So it's a lot, and most people don't realize that. And it's very important when you want to trade. Sometimes you need to level up your E first when you are entering the lane, because it's very important for a trade whenever you can stay close to the enemy, and it's important to know that. Which leads us to the fifth tip, which is you can dash turrets. You can dash turrets, you can dash the inhibitor. You cannot fully dash the Nexus, but you can dash onto the Nexus just like this. You can like get closer to the Nexus, and it's very important. I'm leaving this clip right now so you can see I leave in the fight with 1 HP, just because I knew this mechanic. It's very important to know that. And also, when you do not have any problems by dashing, you can get the extra attack speed to get more plates and it's very important to know. Just remember, guys, do not use your E when you do not know where the jungler is, because saving that E can be a lifesaver. So that was my fifth tip, and my sixth tip is about her combos. Not exactly the combo she does, but sometimes when you are dashing, people just do like WQ and then stack hurled. And here we are again with the Conqueror not procced. And one way to fix this and even get an extra stack depending on how many champions are there is by leaving an auto attack on the further the one that is away from you, like a ranged auto attack, and using your E. As you can see here, I have 4 stacks. But how is that possible? Because I only auto attack once, I used my E, and then I auto attack again. So how did I get 4 stacks? It's because my stack from my ranged auto attack only procs when it lands, as you can see here. If you want to slow down the video, no problem, but it's very important to know that, because whenever you are joining a fight, you can reset your E stack by doing this, as you can see here. Because if you didn't understand, take this last thing I did and slow down the video, because once the auto attack only gives me the passive stack when it lands. If I E before it lands, I will have E auto attack, E second proc on E, and then an auto attack to get an extra stack, both of my passive and the Conqueror, which is very helpful, and it's very important whenever, even if you are not hitting the enemy that is far away, just hit the enemy that is closer to you to get an extra Conqueror proc. Unfortunately, I didn't do the full combo because I was explaining it to you guys. But remember, always auto attack before using your E. No matter like it doesn't matter when. Get used to it, you know. And my final tip is all Samira skills can be buffered before they actually are available to use. Just like my E, I can use E and then flash, and my E will cast anyways. You can do this with the ult. As you can see here, I will do the combo and I will start pressing R, just like I am here, as you can see here, before I am available to ult. Unfortunately, I had auto refresh cooldowns, but anyways, it works the same if it was like not up. So basically, you can, just like I did, I misclicked the word. You can press R before it gets out of cooldown or before it's available, so it increases your combos with her. So always press their skills before they are available. Try it only if you have a fragile keyboard. Avoid this. If you have a strong keyboard, don't hesitate to break your keyboard, because it will increase a lot your combos timings, you know. So those were my tips. Why are those tips needed? Because when you know those tips, you actually increase your gameplay with her. And you do not need to do the fast combos all the time, you know. You need to be aware of when to enter, because sometimes, as I can consider this an extra tip, you need to pay attention to the cooldowns of the enemies, just like Alistar, Poppy, or any champion that can disable you when you enter. You need to be very aware of their cooldowns. So whenever you are wanting to join the fight, you need to pay attention to those little details, because they are lifesaver. So those were my tips. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to know anything specific about Samira, just leave a comment. And if you liked this content, leave a like and subscribe, so I can give you more tips on her, and I'll be very happy. Thank you, guys. See you